Welcome to this week's virtual Drasha. This week we have the incredible privilege to read Parshas Vayetzei. And in this week's Parsha, the Torah tells us of a dramatic flight, a dramatic journey. Yaakov Avinu has to flee the familial home. Now remember, Rivka and Yitzchak think it's in order to go ahead and find a wife. But the truth is, Rivka really knows. Yitzchak may or may not know that Yaakov Avinu really has to flee the familial home in order to escape the wrath of his older brother, to escape the wrath of Esav. And Yaakov Avinu begins the fateful journey to the house of his uncle, to the house of Lavan in Haran. And the Torah tells us at the beginning of the parasha, Vayifka b'makom vayol en sham. He came to the place and he slept there. And the Torah tells us about the dramatic dream of Yaakov Avinu. A ladder whose base is situated on the earth. V'rosha magia shemaim, and the top of the ladder extends into the heavens. And the angels are going back and forth, up and down the ladder. And it's there in that dream that Yaakov Avinu experiences his first true dialogue, his first true conversation with the Ribono Shel Olam. And it's here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu assures Yaakov Avinu of success, of safety, of security, and ultimately again a return back to his familial home. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't tell him how long, but ultimately, some way, somehow, I will get you back home. What's interesting to note is the Torah uses lashon of Vayifka b'makom. Now, Vayifka, there are better words you could have used. You could have said Vayavo lamakom. He came to the place. Vayifka, almost like is a lashon of he like bumped into the place. He came to the place. So the Gemara is intrigued by this wording, and the Gemara says, "Why do you use the word Vayifka?" And the Gemara says something amazing. Kimata l'charan. This is incredible. Now let's take a step back. Where is the dream occurring? Yaakov Avinu is sleeping on what will become later on known as the Harabayis, the Temple Mount. The place ultimately, again, from the dirt, the Temple Mount was where Adam HaRishon was created from. It's where the Akedah, the binding of Yitzchak, Avram and Yitzchak were there together as father and son, and of course, the future site of the Beis HaMikdash. And the Gemara says something amazing. Yaakov Avinu blew right past it. Kimat l'Charan. So the Gemara says, he comes to Haran, he makes it to his destination, to Lavan's city, and he says as follows, Amar, Efshar avarti al mokum she'espalu avosai v'ani lo hispalalti? Yaakov Avinu says, is it possible that I just blew by the place where my father and my grandfather davened? My father and my grandfather, Yitzchak and Avram, were both there for the Akedah, and I didn't even stop there to daven? Yaakov Avinu is upset at himself. So the Gemara says, Kadyoiv daitele mehadar. So a miracle happened. Yaakov Avinu decided to go back. See, he got to Haran, he got to his destination. He decided to turn back around, to go back to the Harabayis. The Gemara says a miracle occurred, that once he decided to ultimately go back to the Harabayis, he had kfitzas haderech. Kadosh Baruch Hu shortened the journey for him, and he made it back there in record time. Kadosh Baruch Hu caused it to become night. Hashem wanted Yaakov to spend the night there. Yaakov Avinu falls asleep there, and that's where he has the dream. Interesting. Totally new twist on the story. So we always have this vision that Yaakov Avinu stopped there along the way, right? He's on his way from the familial home to Haran. He stops at Harabayis and has the dream. The Tush Gemara says, no. He gets from the family home, from his origin, ultimately again to Haran, gets to Haran. How could I have passed by the Harabayis? And he turns back around and goes back to the Harabayis. And the Chidush Arim, Yitzchak Meir Alter, who lived from 1799 to 1866, asks a simple and fundamental question. Yaakov, why did you pass by the Harabayis? Why? Why did you pass by? Why didn't you stop on the way? You're right. This was the place where your father and your grandfather davened. How did you not stop here? How did you not stop? Why did you just blow past it and go right to Haran? And the Chidush Arim says something absolutely amazing. The Rebbe explains the gadlus, the greatness of Yaakov Avinu, was a singular dedication to a vision, was a singular focus. Yaakov Avinu understood there was a mission. And what was the mission? To get from the family home to Haran. And Yaakov Avinu understood that if you want to accomplish things in life, you have to have a singular dedication to the accomplishment of the task at hand. If you allow yourself to get distracted, 9 out of 10 times you will not accomplish. And dear friends, how incredible is this for us? We think about this, right? So therefore, Yaakov Avinu says, I had blinders on. I went from my home. I knew where I had to get to. Blinders. I'm not looking right. I'm not looking left. I'm not looking anywhere. I'm just getting from point A to point B because that's the mission. And the moment I allow myself to get distracted is the moment ultimately, again, I run the risk of not actualizing my life objectives, goals, and aspirations. This, says the Chidush Arim, was the greatness of Yaakov Avinu. A singular dedication, a singular devotion, a singular vision to accomplish the particular either goal, dream, aspiration, or task at hand. And what a lesson for us. What an incredible lesson. Because if we think about it, there are so many things we don't end up accomplishing and so many things we don't end up doing. And if I think about it, why don't I accomplish the things I set out to do? It's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I'm unwilling to work. It's not because I don't care. It's because often I allow myself to get distracted. The Ramchal writes in Zrizos, in the Shara Zrizos. So Zrizos we translate as alacrity, eagerness, or zeal. The Ramchal writes that there are different levels of Zrizos. There's what he calls pre-actional Zrizos. And in pre-actional Zrizos, what that means is that when an opportunity presents itself, grab it. You got to grab it, because if you don't, it's not going to be there. But then there's also what he calls post-actional Zrizos, or actional Zrizos, which is when you start something, get it done. When you start something, finish it up. Do not go ahead and delay. Because if you delay, you run the risk of getting distracted. And if you get distracted, the statistical probability is that you're not going to accomplish the things you set out to do. Incredible. And the truth is, we don't need the Ramchal to teach us this because we know it. You ever start your day with a very aggressive agenda for the day? Today is the day I'm going to accomplish. Today is the day I'm going to do A, B, C, D, and E, right? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I had my coffee, had a good night's sleep. I'm ready to go. And then, you start, you dig in, you're ready to accomplish. Then what happens? We all have this moment. The phone rings, or the email pings, or the text message, shows up, or, you have the ping because you've just been added to 18 WhatsApp groups over the last 3 minutes. And you have a choice in that moment. What's the choice? The choice is, I can answer the call, read the text, respond to the WhatsApp, go ahead, print the email. I could do all of that. But if I do that, I totally get distracted. And once you get distracted, it's very difficult to recover. It's very difficult to get back on the rails and get back that same level of intensity with which I started the day. And often that's why we don't accomplish. Not because I'm working the whole day, I'm busy the whole day. But I'm allowing myself to get distracted. I don't have that Yaakov Avinu singular vision, singular devotion, singular dedication to accomplish the task at hand. That, says the Chidush Harim, is the greatness of this story. To be so devoted and so dedicated to the actualization of a particular goal that you literally don't see anything else. That's how you accomplish great things in life. It's a beautiful Chidush Harim. There's only one challenge, only one issue which I had, which is, but the Gemara says he went back, right? It was at the end of the day. It's true, he got the Charan, and it's like, oy vavai, I missed the Harabayas, so I have to go back. So it's not like Yaakov said, I got the Charan, okay, that's it. Or he regretted what he missed on the journey and he turned himself back around. So what's the pshat? Because perhaps Yaakov also possesses a second midah, and that's the midah of intentionality. What does it mean to live life with intentionality? See, often we think about intentionality in the pre-actional sense. That before I do something, again, why am I doing this? How should I do it? What's going to be the result of this particular action? And so I want to be intentional with what I do, and that's absolutely incredible. There's also post-actional intentionality, which is after I've done something to ask myself, did I do the right thing? Or even if I did the right thing, did I do it well? What were the results of my actions? Do I want to do this again in the future? Do I want to avoid this in the future? Intentionality means I think about what I do and how I do it. And then I figure out, again, right course, wrong course, don't do it, right course, do it. Maybe I need to pivot, maybe I need to change. So what happens? Yaakov Avinu has his singular dedication, singular devotion, singular vision to getting from his familial home in Canaan ultimately to Haran. He gets there. Incredible, mission accomplished. Then he opens his eyes and says, you know what? I missed something really important. Yaakov Avinu, with his incredible intentionality, says, you know what? Now I have to pivot. I missed something really important, and let me go back to the Harabayis. Let me go back and try to reclaim that lost opportunity. You see, so many times in life when we have one of those moments where I realize that, I missed something, so often what ends up happening is, okay, I missed it, move on. And sometimes that is a good approach, but sometimes it's the wrong approach, because sometimes, okay, you missed it, but you can go back and get it. You can go back and fix it. But often we get caught up in going like with the flow in life. Okay, this is what I'm doing, this is where I missed it. All right, better luck next Gilgul. I'll get it around the next reincarnation. And Yaakov says, no. Live life with intentionality. Look at your actions. Look at how you live. Look at what you're doing. And if there's something you missed along the journey of life, find the courage to roll up your sleeves and reclaim it. That's what Yaakov Avinu does. Again, I thought I was doing the right thing. Singular devotion, dedication, getting from the familial home to Char. And I got here, I missed something major. Okay, no problem. Intentionality, let me think about it. What do I need to do? Pivot. Let's go back. Quite literally pivot. Let's go back. Let's go back to Har HaBayis. Let's reclaim that opportunity. And so it turns out that from this simple story, Yaakov Avinu, the Heilig Yaakov Avinu, the Bechir Sheba Avos, teaches us two dramatic life lessons. Number one, live life with incredible and overwhelming singular devotion, dedication to the task at hand. If you want to accomplish something, sometimes you have to put on your blinders. And again, it could be putting on your blinders for an hour. It could be putting on your blinders for a week. Or sometimes the person has to put on their blinders for a more extended amount of time, because what I need to do is so incredibly important that I need to have a singular dedication and devotion to the actualization of the task at hand. That's lesson one. But also recognize that sometimes, even singular dedication and devotion comes with a little bit of collateral damage. And that sometimes I miss the things along the way. So live a life of intentionality, or possess the midah of intentionality. Think about not just what I'm about to do, but ultimately what I've done. Analyze, retrospect, introspect, and see what's gone right, what hasn't gone right. And in the stuff that hasn't gone right, some stuff I can't fix, I'll know better for next time. And some things I can't fix, go back and fix it. Sometimes I can get back to Har HaBayis. Sometimes I can reclaim the lost opportunities. Sometimes I can fix that which is broken. Live a life of intentionality as well. Singular devotion, intentionality. Two midos side by side that create the totality of the personality of Yaakov Avinu, that create this incredible, beautiful neshama who laid the entire foundation, the 12 Shvatim, for Klal Yisrael. This was the greatness of our father, and may we be zochem Yirtzeh Hashem to find that same greatness for ourselves as well. Wishing everyone a beautiful Erev Shabbos and a good Shabbos Kodesh.